the sexual objectification of black men. Okay, so some of you guys might be wondering why many black people have, especially black men, have kids out of wedlock. So they have kids running around from different people, different women out of wedlock. Now, there's a saying that goes that the black woman could make any color child or any type of child, right? So people are saying, well, what does that mean? Does that mean that a black woman could make different kinds of children? The answer is yes, in a sense. But on a scientific note, I'm going to be quick. What it means is that the black woman, because she has so much access to different kinds of men who just want to come in and go, come and go, and she allows that stuff to happen, right? She, as a result, has different kids of different races. And as a result, if you take a look at the amount of black people in the particular location where this stuff happens, where there's different race mixing, the number of blacks generally stays the same. But the number of black kids of different colors among the rainbow increases. So if you take a look, the amount of people or white people in the United States and other countries like these are slowly diminishing, and you're seeing more blacks, more mixing. So the question is the objectification of black guys. Black guys throughout society, throughout the ages, have been objectified by women. I'm gonna be real here, right? I'm a Christian. I love money. I came out of the closet years ago indicating that I love money, right? I don't fornicate. I don't deal in any of that shit, right? I stay far. Everybody knows this. I tell everybody this, right? But throughout my life, I've experienced complete and utter objectification from women of different races, particularly two races, the black race and the white race. Now, you may be asking, Grimes, so why are black males objectified? And in many respects, black women are objectified too. They're the same amount of objectification. Well, in order to understand why black people are quote unquote sexually objectified, right? I hate using those words because I love money, right? Is because blacks, you have to look at the color codes. Now, I'm going to be discussing the color codes with my whole gold pill mentality, abundance mindset, right? Book coming out soon. I'm going to mention that at the end of the video, right? On the abundance mindset. But the color codes of life is what you need to start. Now, the first thing you need to know is that black and white color are the elemental colors of life, okay? The black and the white are elemental colors. Right? So what this means is that when you look at a piece of paper that's white, or a white object, or someone who's white, your mind immediately brings forth certain things. Right? So when you see white as a color, your mind starts thinking purity, peace, heavens, relaxation, tranquility, right? Stability, right? So when you ask, why is it that white folks, well, my friends, make a lot of money in life, is because they understand that these things, and they understand that when people, they probably don't even understand that, but when people look at them, their primal perception, the way their brain is wired, without social conditioning, is to see success and money. So whites complain, well, white privilege is not privilege. We always get robbed and kidnapped, and people always think we have money. Yeah, that's a disadvantage of being a white person, right? They don't tell you that in school because everything's political correctness, right? So to get to the reasons why black men are objectified by women, we need to understand the color codes. Now, again, bear with me. So whites now are objectified people, but they're not objectified based on certain things. They're objectified based on success. How successful are they? Right? how successful, they don't even need to be that successful. Money will always flow in the direction of tranquility, peace, and stability. So when you look at a white person, your mind is seeing the color white, and you're seeing stability, you're seeing peace. So you know my money is trusted in this particular person, and people trust the white person when it comes to day-to-day activities, right? Now, the disadvantage of a white person is that he must generally stay in line with this perspective. So he cannot be revolutionary. He can't get up and say, well, let's create a revolution, right? Let's do this, let's do that, because he'll be kept in line by his friends and family. Take a look at Donald Trump. Take a look at Adolf Hitler. These guys had to go far. Napoleon Bonaparte had to go far and wide to share their message and their revolution, because people do hold back white people when they try to revolutionize the world. Now you see, when you see a white person trying to revolutionize the world, you're seeing the end success of what they've been through. And because they're so successful, because they've made great strides and success, they're glorified in greatness. Now, here's the thing now. Why blacks are objectified is, let's go to black people now. So when you look at the color black, right, the brain immediately begins to fire a certain amount of neurons, right, because it's trying to process the color, right? Always remember this, guys, that people do not just make up their mentality. Their mentality comes from just seeing something, and their brain processes what it's seeing and brings forth something based on their internal belief system. So when you see a black individual or the color black, you're thinking immediately shrouded in darkness, mystery, right? So black brings off mystery, unsure, fears, the deepest, darkest fears. So when somebody sees black, it brings forth the deepest, darkest fears of their subconscious. But not only that, it brings forth hidden, repressed, sexual, and sinful desires. Sinful desires. Sinful desires. Right? It brings forth these things. Right? So the person seeing somebody who's black will immediately process, wow, boy, I have an appetite, boy. I got to do some stuff. I got to do some, so they'll bring you into this sin. So when people see black people always say, well, wow, why I don't have any money, right? One of the reasons why is because money does not flow to instability. But conversely, if a black person is able to sell himself as a kind of a joke or a con man or a kind of stuff like that, hey, let's invest in this, let's make this money, right? Always remember that people will hand money to him because he is considered a gamble. He is considered instability, risky. So anything that you're dealing with black people, right? People look at you and they say, okay, I'm dealing with instability. There are many things that could go from this point, right? They're dealing with unsurety. So a lot of people love that about black people, right? So when they see black, it's insecurities, fears, and repressed sexual desires. Disgusting, yes, but that's what it is. So as a black person, right, starting from 0 to 1, any person, if you're a black guy, you're going to notice that women or gay men of all ages, from 0, yeah, I said 0, to 5, to 10, to 15, to 20, will immediately start to look at you and start to act in a sexual manner. Will start to take off their clothes. Will start to expose certain body parts to you, right? I know black guys, bro, that live in sin all flipping day. They're taking home women all day. Hundreds of women. A black guy can sleep with hundreds of women, bro. It's disgusting, right? A black man can sleep with hundreds of women, right? Why? Because he is objectified, bro. So that's why he can sleep with hundreds of women in a day-to-day basis, right? Sorry, on a monthly basis, yearly basis. But his his crown could go up, because the black person, the black man is highly objectified. He brings forth when they see black, they're bringing forth their darkest desires and regurgitating it on you. So if they see a black guy, they say nigga, right? Because it's not that they're bad people, it's that they're regurgitating their darkest desires on you as a black man, right? So think of yourself as a black guy, as a drug, instability, but fun, exciting. All these kind of things go with being a black guy. And the darker you go down the spectrum, the more black that you go, the more shrouded in darkness that you go, the more sexually desired you are by different people, your own race and other races. Why do you think parents try to hide the black kids, stay away from black guys? Because they don't want their kids to get pregnant from a black guy, right? That's why blacks are the baby daddies, baby mamas, because people see that stuff and they project, hey, this is what, let's do stuff quick, right? Everything that a black guy does or somebody does, they automatically bring the black guy in, and it's automatically seen as a gamble. So people see you as a black guy immediately as a gamble, something fun to do, but also risky. So I've had money in the past. I've had people giving me a lot of money, right? People just hand money to me. But bro, when I started to do contracts, right? When I tell them, hey, I can do this business, I can do this business, I can make you money, right? Here's $10,000, guys. Here's $15,000. Spend all you want. But they're not thinking, bro. They're not thinking in their mind stability. They are looking at you as a gamble, right? A risk that they're excited. You brought out the risky aspect of their deepest, darkest desires. So they're gonna hand you money. Take a look at this. Take a look at all the black revolutions and all that kind of shit. Black Lives Matter. What's it called? Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Me Too. All these things are because black people are able to start revolutions on the spot. They're able to make people act impulsive and lose all their desires off the whim. So when they see a black person, immediately their desires just fly out the window. That's why clubs are in the dark, because this is for the same stuff. It lets people loose of their inhibitions. So when they see a black man, immediately they start doing crazy shit. Let's go rob a bank. Let's take off our clothes and run around naked. Let's do these crazy shit because they see a black man and they don't know what to do. So this particular thing affects one group of people the most. And here's where the theory lies. It affects white people the most. If you ever noticed as a guy, bro, you go on, you're hanging out with, you go to, for example, you're a black guy from Africa, or you're from the United States and you're in a black quote-unquote community, right? But then you go to a place like Finland, or you go to a place like Colorado, or you go to a place like Toronto, or, sorry, outskirts, deep in Canada where there's only white folks. The first thing that you're going to notice is whites surrounding you and asking you a set of questions. You might get the occasional racism joke, or nigga, somebody's going to say some shit like that. But the crazy shit is that a lot of white people might want to sleep with you. They would want to take you back home. They don't want to have a long-term relationship with you, but they want to take you to sleep with you and take you home, right? Because you've affected their primal, suppressed desires that a lot of people don't tell you that. So when somebody say a black man, bam, nigga, right? You're emotionally affecting his primal desires, right? Very, very strange phenomenon. The blacker you are, right? So whites, when you see a black guy get shot by the police, right, by a white man, the whites are not used to seeing you. They're not used to seeing your kind of people or your drug. You're the drug. Remember, you're like acid, so they're not tolerant to you. So when they see you, you bring up different emotions: fear, excitement, anxiety, gambling, risk, all these things. So if you make a move like pull your hand by your waist and there's a police, you get shot. That's why blacks always get killed by police, because the police, the white guy, especially in counties like Minnesota, Colorado, all these places, they're not seeing black people a lot. So they may shoot black people because that's the reason why. So black guys are extremely highly objectified by women. And this is a sad situation, because I'm a guy about money, but I hear a lot of people, you see it among black people, why there's hundreds of blacks, millions of blacks around the world always having babies, baby mamas, because black women objectify black men, white women objectify black men, right? I can tell you stories not Indian, not Chinese, because Indian and Chinese have been prepared by their parents for years to stay away from black lives, right? I don't know why, but probably rightfully so. But I can tell you stories of times that I was just walking down the road and you have crazy woman trying to seduce me or showing off body parts, and these are women of all ages, guys, all ages, from 0 onward, man. You can imagine a kid would be doing that crazy shit. Wow, why would a kid do that? Because, bro, they are seeing this and you are mentally hacking their mind. Now, I run far away from it, but you have to understand that this happens at all ages. And this will always be like that if you're a black guy. You are extremely objectified if you're a black man. Now, the white man now has a different problem, right? The white man complains that he is not objectified by women as much, right? And could be so, right? The white woman would always make the white man wait to engage in fornication. I say fornication because I'm a Christian, right? But I'm just telling you the facts of what I know. The white woman will always have the white man wait to engage in fornication. Or even in marriage, she will have the white man wait. Or if she's married to a white man, she will leave the white man and go cheat with a black man. That's disgusting. But that's what I'm seeing. That's what you're seeing. The white person will cheat with the black man because the black man signifies risk, gamble. Let's throw money at him because it's money, right? Take a look at Apple. Take a look at Apple. You're seeing stuff like that with the headphones, man. Beats by Dre. Dre managed to convince Apple to spend $3 billion. But because they saw him as a black guy, there's no proper contract, no proper long-term vision, they went on with the BS. And they bought the iPhone, the stuff, and it's mixed with the iPhones, and Beats has failed. Take a look at Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Blacks are the only people in this world that could get white people to just start saying Black Lives Matter, or Martin Luther King, and all this stuff. They're the only group of people that could get whites to be revolutionary, right? You see tons of story with James Brown, right? I'm black and I'm proud, right? This guy is having white people singing I'm black and I'm proud. I don't care who's black and proud. I don't care about that. I care about money. But this guy is having white people sing I'm black and I'm proud. How could you get whites can't even do that? You imagine whites telling a group of black people to say I'm white and I'm proud and I'm singing, and they're singing that shit. They believe that shit because blacks have a way of convincing, because of the color code that I mentioned earlier, convincing people to step out of their comfort zone and do crap and do funny shit, right? So, hey, this is one of the main reasons why black men in particularly, are objectified by women. Now, if you're a guy looking to get married, you got to understand, before I go, in order to convince the woman, right, that you want married. If you're a good Christian, not me, I'm on money, but in order to convince her, you gotta make something very quick. You gotta convince her very quickly about getting married, and you gotta do it very quickly. You gotta do it off the spot, no contract, no nothing. Quick contract, quick this, quick that, and that's what you gotta do. I'll go in more in depth with what you gotta do. But hey, like, comment, subscribe. My book, The Grinds Framework, is gonna be in the link below. You can email me and ask about the Grinds Framework. I'm going to be giving out copies for $5. You know I got to sell my book. So like, comment, subscribe. Hold her back.